Really comfortable, really creamy, smooth, and hydrated. You know what? Let's do it. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a review and a first impression on the newest MAC launch. This is the Powder Kiss launch. This is a, basically they've taken their formula from the award-winning Powder Kiss lipstick and they've put it into a liquid lipstick and a matte eyeshadow. So I'm really excited to try especially the lipstick because I am not a big fan of their retro liquid lipstick. It's typically very drying. It's one of those liquid lipsticks that just dries your lips right out. It looks crusty. It looks not their best at the end of the day. I'm really excited to try this new Powder Kiss liquid lip color. Basically liquid lipstick. So it is a liquid lip color with a whipped mousse-like texture that delivers soft focus moisture matte comfortable color with 10 hours of hydration. So that sounds incredible. It's basically going to have that whipped mousse-like texture that's going to be really comfortable, really creamy on the lips. A soft focus moisture matte comfortable color. So it's going to have a moisture matte, which from my understanding, they are, you know, kind of promoting that it's going to look that nice flat matte where you get just the color. I love a matte lip, but a lot of the times matte is more drying. And so more and more companies are coming up with these hydrating matte lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, all that. So it is 10 hours of hydration. So I'm assuming that that means the color, I don't know if they're saying that the color should last 10 hours, but I'm going to do a wear test on especially the lip. So I will let you guys know how long it lasts, how does it feel. Then we also have the Powder Kiss Soft Matte Eyeshadow. So it's a pillow soft matte pressed powder eyeshadow with an ultra creamy texture that delivers a beautifully diffused blurring effect on lids. So I've been a huge fan of MAC's eyeshadow for a long time now. It's one of the first brands that I really just loved right from like being a teenager and playing around with makeup. Really incredible pigmentation, blendability. It's, you know, grown in its formulas and improved over the years. So I'm really excited to try this one. And yeah, so if you guys want to find out how all of these products wear, swatch, and how long they last, keep on watching. So I've got my box here of all of my stuff. I actually got the eyeshadows in the just the pans already depotted. Because I hate single eyeshadows. I honestly do. But if I can put them into a Z palette right from the get-go and kind of create my own little palette, that's cool with me. Like if I can grab my Z palette and just work with that, I'm more tempted to do that rather than grabbing a bunch of individual shadows. They'll never be used. So I actually have to kind of switch things around. I'm going to put all my MAC ones in this one. So the first thing I noticed when I went online is that they have, for the liquid lipsticks, an incredible shade selection from the get-go. A lot of times brands will come out with like a collection of a new formula and then add onto it over time. They came out with 17 shades right off the get-go, which is really nice. I only got 6 of them because, I mean, I buy these with my own money, so like I don't have $1 million. But I'm going to swatch them quick for you. I'll do an up-close view of the swatches of all of the stuff at the end of the video. First, I have the shade Over the Taupe. It is like a nude kind of mauvey shade, so very mousse-like in texture. So that's that swatch there of the Over the Taupe. It's definitely that nice kind of nude, a little bit darker kind of dusty nude. And I forgot to mention that these come with 5 milliliters, which is a 0.17 fluid ounce, and it is in a very similar format to the retro ones. They're just obviously the different formula. So this one is Date Maker. That's the next shade that I got, and this one's a little bit lighter and a little bit warmer, I'd say. It's like a warmer, pinkier nude, which is really beautiful. That looks so stunning. I like that. These formulas feel incredible. In between my fingers, it feels like the creamiest, moussiest, like, oh, so nice. And it feels almost like silky, really cool. The next shade that I got was More the Merrier, kind of a more mauvey shade. So this is like kind of that more purpley mauvey. These are kind of harder to swatch with the applicator. It has like a very interesting applicator. And it's like, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's called an hourglass shaped applicator. That's how they describe it. It has like almost like a rounded tip on the end, and it indents a little bit on each side. And it's supposed to hug the lip really well. Just for swatching, it's kind of difficult, but I'll definitely let you guys know how it feels on the lips. So that's that shade. You can definitely see the more cooler tone, mauvier tones in that shade, like a little bit more purple. Then we have the shade A Little Tamed. One thing I'll mention is that the outer color on the top of the like box packaging, the outer packaging, does not really match up to the actual color. So just beware that the color is a little bit different. Like, I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna swatch this one and I'll show you the box beside it. So this is that A Little Tamed. This is a more like rosy kind of shade. Sorry, my swatching's not on point today, so I do apologize. And once again, I'm gonna show you guys these up close near the end of the video, but look at the difference from the box and then on my arm. Do you see the difference? This looks a lot darker and a lot more kind of burgundy, where the actual color is much more rosy pink. The next shade that I have is Model Off Duty. That is that Model Off Duty, and again, it's described on MAC as a blue pink. Yeah, it's definitely more of like kind of just a simple pink. MAC Smash, I think, is what they're supposed to pronounce it. I don't know. And it's a true red, it says, which it looks so. Oh, that looks nice. So those are the shades that I got. You can also get, so there's 17, so there's 11 more you can get. You can get a coral, a burnt red, a berry, a fuchsia, a bright fluorescent pink, a mid-tone nude with a pink undertone, a warm coral, a deep wine, a mid-tone mauve berry, a bright orange, and a dirty pumpkin orange. So those are the other shades you can get. So again, just keep in mind, I obviously got the ones that are depotted. If you like to have things in a Z palette, this is a cheaper option. You're not paying for all of that packaging. So when you buy them in the actual packaging, not depotted, so it would come in the typical single shadow pot, they're $20 US and $24 Canadian. I forgot to mention the liquid lipsticks are $24 US and $27 Canadian. Back to the eyeshadows, when you buy them the way that I did, depotted, $9 US and $11 Canadian. So you actually save a lot of money. You realize how much you're paying for that packaging. So if you want to get, invest in a Z palette, or if you already have one, it's a lot cheaper to go this route. I got 6 out of 10 shades. So I got the shade Give a Glam, and this is a brown. So they're all matte, keep in mind. They feel very like silky. Let's see how they swatch. So far they seem pigmented, and they seem they seem nice. I'd say that they look very pigmented. I built it up a little bit, and they kind of have that blurred effect on the edges once you start kind of swatching it. So that tells me that it seems like it's going to blend out nicely. Lens Blur, which looks a lot more purple. Strike a Pose, like very light peachy shade, and that's the, what was it? Strike a Pose. Then we have Best of Me, just like a cream shade, which is nice to have for, maybe a matte lid or a matte highlight, or just to kind of fluff on the eye to set your powder. It looks pretty bright though, and so that would be like a brightening and smoothing and help to blend out. So that's nice. 2 more. We have another purple, which is Ripened. More mauve-y undertones, mauve, however you pronounce it. Yeah, kind of that like mauvey dusty purple. So again, really nice. All of them so far seem pretty pigmented, but it's hard to always tell quality from a swatch. Like I never really judge until I've played around. And then we have Devoted to Chili. This is like a warm kind of reddish brown. So really pretty. I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I could go a few different ways, like that peach and this one would look good together. You know what, let's do it. I'm gonna prime with my MAC paint pot. Sometimes I just take a big, large, like fluffier, you could almost use this brush for highlight, but I take it into a light creamy shade. So I'm gonna go into that Best of Me. And I'm just gonna dust that along the eye. It's gonna set that primer and give a good base. Then I'm gonna take this brush that I got in my package and I'm gonna take the Devoted to Chili. I'm going to build that up in the crease. They're a little bit powdery, like I don't know if you can see that. Can you see like the powder that's kicked up a bit? It's not bad though, I've seen worse. So I would just make sure you're tapping off your excess. It's blending really nicely, they're pigmented. Wow. Now I've always loved MAC shadows, but these are just incredible. Like look at that. So like I barely blended that out. Okay, now I'm going to take a Morphe R39. It's a little bit like fluffier, but still dense enough that it's not gonna go everywhere and you can control it. Strike a Pose, that peachier shade. I'm gonna just run along very lightly along the edge of this. Devoted to Chili and bring it down onto the lid a little bit more. I'm not going to use any other shadows, so this is going to be a full matte look. So I'm just going to kind of blend it into the lid a little bit as well to add a little bit more color onto the lid. I'm going to just take this cream shade and I'm just going to kind of pat it on the lid to just kind of brighten it up a bit because I am going to keep it simple and matte today. And then I'll just kind of run along the edge to blend it into the other shades. Brown underneath here as well. This JH47, it's a super small tight lining brush, and I'm gonna just tight line the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna just run this brush along to kind of blend that into the shadow. You know what, that worked out really well. I'm gonna take an angled kind of liner brush from Morphe and dip it into that and give a glam as well. Line the upper lash line. And I'm just gonna kind of wing it out a bit with this powder. Create like a wing, but then I'm gonna like blend it into the shadow. And then use the brush to kind of blend it all together. All right, so that is done, and I'm gonna go ahead with lips. I think with the look that I came up with, I'm gonna do actually this one here, the Over the Taupe, and then I'm gonna take Date Maker and focus it in the center because then it will kind of like highlight that. Let's try it. I think that would match well. Here goes nothing, guys. Yeah, the applicator is not my favorite, but if you can get over that, texture is really incredible. I found the inside, it felt a little bit thick, but I just kind of used my finger and smoothed that out because you don't need like a lot of product over like on the inside of your lips. So you just kind of like, I don't know if you've ever done the whole like put your finger in your mouth and like pull it out. It kind of removes all of that so you don't get it on your teeth. You can go like this and do that, or you can just go like that and kind of smooth it. And that made it feel like it's so comfortable. I feel like I don't have anything on. It doesn't feel drying. When I rub my lips together, it just feels like I have a little bit of like a moussey kind of creamy balm on. It feels like kind of, it feels really hydrating. I'm gonna just pop a tiny bit of this date maker. And it just kind of like opens up the middle of the lip a little bit. Honestly, such an incredible formula. I'm really impressed so far, and I'm curious to see how my lips are going to feel throughout the day and how they're going to last. Yeah, only thing is that I had a little bit of a hard time carving out like the line of my lip with it because I didn't want to use a lip liner. I wanted to see how it lasts on its own. So if you have trouble lining your lips, a lip liner may be helpful, just even on the outside, and then pop this on and you already kind of have that outline. If this lasts and wears really well, it still would be such an amazing product, despite the fact that the applicator is not the best. I've had a worse applicator, but I definitely feel like if they took even like the applicator on their newer glosses, like that plumping gloss or that lip oil, those might have been nice, like something like that. But yeah, so far so good with everything. Really impressed with eyeshadow. Definite recommend so far. I'll let you guys know if there's any fading or any fallout. There's none so far. And lips, A+ so far as well. That's other than the applicators. Next up, I'll show you the swatches up close and personal, and then stay tuned for the updates throughout the day. Hey guys, so it's been 2.5 hours and I'm just checking in. Lips are still looking really good. I don't feel like it's worn off at all yet, and it feels still really creamy, kind of that mousse-like texture. Hey guys, so I just finished eating, and so it's been about another hour, and look at my lipstick. I ate pulled pork sandwiches. Now I did cut them in half so that I wasn't like shoving it in my face, and I was able to kind of control it, but I did, it was touching my lips. A couple times I had to like gently wipe my lip with a napkin and nothing came off. So this is like lasting so well. It looks so natural. It's not like wearing unevenly. The edges look a little touch bit messier than they did before, but like you wouldn't be able to notice that. Hey guys, so it's been about 5.5 hours and it's pretty worn down, but you still see quite a bit of color. It's worn down really like evenly, which is nice. My lips feel pretty smooth. Like I don't see any cracking, any dryness. They don't necessarily feel super hydrated either. For a matte liquid lipstick, most times they're really super drying. So I'd say this was a super good formula. It lasted, I'd say about at least 4 hours, even with me eating. So that was definitely a positive. And the eyeshadow is still doing good, so it is definitely a recommend. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and have a wonderful day. Bye.